What's good? I am Yish. This is Yish in your ear. As we continue the Acustica audio review series, today we're going to look at an update to one of Acustica Audio's Aqua plugins. This one is titled Viridian 2. Viridian 2 is a channel strip that features 2 EQs and 3 compressors. Let's take a look at the interface. For the strip, we have input, output. The input trim is gain compensated. We have meters to the right of that. We have 6 preamps that can be activated by clicking on them. Once you click the preamp, the name of it is over to the right. This is the A72. This is the A72S. This is the A69. So those are the EQs that was sampled. And then for the preamps that come with the compressors, the A700, the A750, and then the A-Pi. All right. For the EQ, we have the low frequency section, the low mid frequency section, the high mid frequency section, and then the high frequency section. So each one of these comes with 3 modes. So you have here the A69 PK, that's boost only, the A69 TR, that's cut only, and then the A72, which has a fixed frequency that can be boosted or cut. For the low mid frequency, the same options. All right, 69 PK, 69 TR, and the 72. Same scenario here. All right, and then for the high frequency, all are fixed frequencies. So that's the EQ section. For the compressor section, we get 3 different compressors. We have the high compressor, the 750 compressor, and finally the 700 compressor. All right, so for all 3 compressors, we have a sidechain filter, selectable ratio that is stepped, and a release knob, and of course the schmod knob. Same situation, but different ratio options here. For the 750, again, the same controls, and with the 750, you actually get an attack knob. It is stepped, all right? So with this and the schmod, you can dial in how you want your transients to be compressed. Additional common controls between the two is you have an input trim that is separate from the input and output trim that comes on the plugin as a whole. And then you have a mix knob for parallel type compression and a indicator here that you have signal. So that's the interface for the channel strip. Next up is the EQ by itself, except you don't get the option for the preamp. So you would choose this if you needed clean EQ without the additional libraries loading with it. The standalone module for the compressor, once again, you get the 3 different compressors. All right, same controls. The difference with the compressor is that you get a additional sidechain function, which opens up a sidechain option in your DAW. All right, and then of course you get the preamp. All right, so that's the controls. Let us take a listen at what Viridian 2 sounds like. Let us take a listen at each individual track here and see what we did with Viridian. Here is our kick drum. This is before. Here is after. All right. Next is our snare before. And here's our snare after. We just used the EQ for the hat, so here's before. All right, here's after. Cleaned up the low end. All right, so for our overheads, we use both the EQ module and the compressor module separately. And the reason that was because in between those two, I had the smack attack just to modify some of the transients. So this is before. And this is after. All right, so our next victim is the organ. Here is before. All right, and then here is after. Subdued it just a little bit. All right, so next is the pluck. Now here's the thing with the pluck is I actually combine the pluck and the organ into a bus channel. So I'll play just the pluck. Just a noisy pluck. All right, and then I did add some saturation to this bus as well. So you'll hear that. And then let me play the organ with it as well. So again, before. All right, and then after. You can really hear that saturation. That saturation comes from a different plugin. All right. Next is our distorted guitar. So that sounds like this before Viridian. All right, and then after. A little EQ and some compression. All right. Then we have the bass instrument. That sounds like this before Viridian. All right, and then after. Not much. Did a little bit of boosting in the 200 frequency and a light compression reduction, right? I bring it down just a little bit more. And it definitely needs some tweaking on the MIDI part. All right, so those are our instruments. Let us go to the vocals. We'll start with the oohs. Here's before. All right, and here's after. So just some EQ, boosted on the highs, cut back on some of the lows just to clean it up. I want you to know, here's before.
I want you to know. I want you to know.
All right, here's after.
I want you to know. I want you to know.
So we did some compression.
I want you to know. I want you to know.
And quite a bit of EQ to get it in the pocket that we wanted. All right, the next section is the short where we stand. There's before.
Where we stand.
All right, here's after.
Where we stand.
The longer we stand. Here's before.
Where we stand. Where we stand.
Here's after.
Where we stand. Where we stand.
Next is the verse harmonies. Here's before.
Ooh, time has come. Oh.
All right, here is after.
Ooh, time has come. Oh, no, will.
All right, and then the lead. Here's before.
Facing our nature, we feel our time has come.
Here's after.
Facing our nature, we feel our time has come.
All righty. Here's what our record sounds like before Viridian processing. I'll play just a small part.
I want you to know. I want you to know. Where we stand, where we stand, where we stand. I want.
All right, and here's verse.
We feel our time has come.
All right, here is after.
Time has come. We're running away from things we can't see. They'll still hate you until their time is done. Don't be dismayed for what they turn out to be.
So as you can see, Viridian 2 definitely has a nice analog character to it. It gives you the EQs and the compression without sounding plasticky and without sounding harsh and digital. Cuts the digital edge off of the signal. And Acustica audio plugins are sampled in stages. So the preamp is sampled by itself. They're able to sample the EQs by themselves without the harmonic preamp information, as well as the compressors by themselves without the harmonic information. What that does is then allow you to, one, mix and match the harmonic profile with each EQ and compressor, and then of course it allows you to have those compressors and those EQs in a clean, non-harmonic distortion way. It's not really trying to emulate the gear. It's more or less trying to provide something that doesn't exist in the real world. A hybrid of the old and the new. So that's my review of Acustica Audio's Viridian 2. You can of course get this at acustica-audio.com. Outside of that, please leave a like. Try not to leave a dislike. If you find the video valuable, please do share. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell next to the subscribe button to be notified of any new videos I post. You've been watching Yish in Your Ear.